Oh? This is a interesting area. Wait, I just realized. I apologize. It's still in easy mode. I forgot to turn it to normal mode. I'm sorry to take it out of the moment, but I just remembered. I forgot to switch it out of easy mode. Yeah, it's on easy. Whoops. Oops, we had it in easy mode to freaking destroy all the enemies and whatnot and take it easier there and whatnot. And I forgot to change it into God damn it! We'll get there. Eventually, we are going to be able to actually face the final boss of this game. It might not be now. It might not have been a second ago. It's gonna be very soon. Don't worry. Just continue being on the edge of your seat. This screen is so bright, it hurts my eyes. Like, this monitor that I'm using is still relatively new, and like the colors on this thing, English, Jeebus. The colors on this thing are very bright, and like the white freaking flashbangs me every time, I swear. Okay. Imagine if you didn't realize until you'd already beaten Taboo. I would have been so sad. If I realized that after I beat the game that I did it on easy mode, I would have lost my marbles. And if I ended the stream here right now, how mad would you be? Okay, this time for real. This time for real. That was a pretty crazy area that was going. Let me double check. I'm that kind of person that double checks. Normal. Okay. We're on normal. Good, good. I just heard my doggy groan behind me. She's tired and she's had enough of my shenanigans. What's going on here? Look how crazy the sky is. That's actually hella cool. Do you like my 8K resolution curved screen at that?
Duke.
Chair's making noises. I apologize. My mic picked that up. Can I run RTX on this rig?
Duke.
Oh, that's a cool shot.
Spirits. Their power can counter the Autophagos.
There's no need to use people to destroy the Autophagos.
Look at its size. 4 spirits are nothing against it.
They're crucial. We'll make up the rest by turning the Blastia cores to spirits too. Every single core in the world!
And as a bonus, it'll put an end to the Blastia culture that you hate so much. Not too shabby, huh?
I doubt humans will hand over their Blastia quietly. Or will you force them?
We don't force anyone to do anything.
Can you not believe that people can move forward and change?
Humans will not let something go once it is in their grasp.
So you won't listen. We will destroy the Autophagos our own way. Please, wait just a little longer.
The people are determined as we are determined. We won't let that go to waste.
And will the world return to its former state?
Huh?
Will the air be controlled by the Entelecheia? Will all life return to a time when nature ruled?
No.
You are changing this world, our Terca Luminaries. For what? For the convenience of humans. Nothing more.
Can't you think that the world might be growing? I think of the Entelecheia becoming spirits as evolution. Can't you see that?
I would not presume to speak on the choices of the Entelecheia. However, I also have my choices.
So you won't listen to us because we're humans?
You say you can't trust people, so you just drop everything. Then when it's too late, you try to wipe them out?
Do you know what this tower is? Tarkaron was once a city, but the ancients turned it into a weapon to destroy the Entelecheia. To the ancients who did not recognize the threat of the Blastia, the Entelecheia who attacked the Blastia were nothing more than a nuisance.
And the air went out of balance, and the Autophagos appeared.
Only then did humans listen to the words of the Entelecheia. Our world has seen many sacrifices, Yet humans committed the same offense, and they will again. Those who eat away and ruin this world. Those who would change the world for their own continued existence. They are apostles of destruction greater than even the Autophagos.
Is that the reason you're trying to destroy humanity?
I made a vow to my friend that I would protect this world.
Lucifer.
So Chroma told you.
Yeah, she also told us to stop you.
She listened to us too and became a spirit. So please, we can do this together.
Enough. If the Entelekea would throw away their mission, then I will take it up. I need not wait for your method. Once I complete this formula, the world will be saved.
Duke, stop!
As long as humans rule, they will commit the same offense time and again. If that happens, their hearts will grow wild and the future will be even more painful.
Even if that happens, it's the path we choose. Even if we are hurt or stopped, we can still walk again as long as we don't give up. She's right. You'll never find anything new if you're afraid of making mistakes, of failing. And unlike you, we haven't chosen this path on our own. Everyone decided on it.
Yeah, going it alone might be tough, but we're not alone. If one person can't do it, then we do it together. I finally learned that we can walk together like that.
Eventually, you'll hit a dead end with the solutions you come up with alone. But if everyone takes up oars together, no wind nor rain can stop you crossing the ocean.
That may be sufficient for those who are connected to one another. However, there will always be some who cannot accept a difficult future. You all surely understand that.
It will be difficult, but that is reality. They will take what changes, think, and change again. Both the people and the world. So even if it takes tens, hundreds of years, they will listen someday. I know this now. That's what it means to live.
Change is painful, but fearing it means we never make any progress. And we'll be there to support those who need it. That's why knights exist, why guilds exist.
Right. There are things you have to protect. But this old man wants to see what lies ahead for people in the next era. See how the fools change, for those who can't see them anymore.
We are in contradiction. However, our feelings for the world are no different. How odd.
No, it's not. The future we chose, what we see for the future, is different.
The future must be protected. If it is not, then destruction awaits.
We make the future. You trust the path you choose and create it.
It is inevitable. Come.
Well, there is a Duke boss battle after all. Why would... Is he floating? Wait! He can float. He can float. Okay. Time to lens him. Okay, you have a decent bit of HP. Yeah, he freaking... It reminds me of freaking Pyromithra in Smash. Two long-haired people about to fight. Here we go. Ow!
This
Ow!
isn't a path we chose alone.
Well, we're alright beating him up on the ground. Whoa, that get-up animation, though. Well, smackaroo. Okay. Save my items, by the way? Okay, I'll trust you. Like, I think it's... I've played enough video games to know that this isn't going to be the final boss here. I've played enough video games.
I won't regret it, no
But-
matter what you say.
I'll try to save them then. Like, I don't have to conserve the seal bottles, do I? That's probably something that just Duke's doing to me, but like, I'm not gonna have to worry about like the Autophagos doing. Like, it's gotta be the Autophagos. Then the Taboo duel, yes. Then we fight Taboo after the Great Maze. Oh my goodness, did he just get hit with a massive beam? Ow, stab! Can I get into the Healy thing? Gosh darn, I couldn't get there in time. Did he just teleport? Whoa! Whoa, how about you don't do that, actually? How about you don't? Yeah, he teleports all over the freaking place. Okay. The music's certainly something. I'm very tempted to use a overlimit kind of thingamabob on him for like the super crazy mystic art. But I might just like save that all for the end. Gosh darn it, I tried to cancel that. What are we working with right now anyway? 15, 14, 14, 15, 15. Okay, I mean, should be pretty A-okay. Can I get that? Did I get him? I don't know if I got him with that. Don't do it. Because there's gonna be another thing that's probably gonna be absolute. Come on! Come on! Nightingale is such a mind bottle. But I don't want you to use the gel there. Nightingale is such a cool move for like a thingamabob. Yes! Get into your timeout corner! Get into your timeout corner. Mind bottle. Is that the thing that cures anything? Cures contamination. I was about to say. Because I thought that I looked like I was poisoned and he wasn't using a poison bottle. So I was like, if I was using a thing that cured anything, I want to save those. But if it's curing that specific thing, then I assume the actual final boss isn't going to have that. And it's just going to be a thing with Duke. Okay, we're like over halfway there. We are over halfway there. Oh yeah, don't do that. Don't! I probably should have just used Azure to like cancel that out from a distance. But it seems like it was A-okay. We were able to make it over in time anyway. Hey, how about you don't? How about you don't do the things? Ow, you're mean. Gosh darn it, Dispel. Hey, a Healy bit. Okay, yeah, I don't mind that being used on me. I don't mind a pineapple gel being used on me. Thank you. Hi. Freaking right as he goes away. Cool, bonk. Ow, rude. Okay, we're almost. He has less than 100,000 left. I know my camera blocks it, so I'm trying to like load it up again to show exactly how much health he has. But like, there, now you can see it. There, now you can see it. Hello, hello, Hux. Yeah, we're kind of at the finale, one could say. Imagine if this was it. A Taboo was just a cutscene fight. Why am I walking? These boots were made for walking. Was that Yuri just wanted to express for a hot second? Yeah, I'm okay with a mind bottle being used. I'm A-okay with that. Whoa. Okay, 60k left. I know my camera freaking blocks it. Like, I'll let them use those things. Not Yuri. Flynn's out of TP. He's run out of toilet paper over there after a massive load. It's a little bit of an emergency situation, but I'm sure he's got it under control. He'll figure something out. My goodness, Nas Miss Nerd. Nas Miss Nerd. Thank goodness I wasn't doing this, like, yeah, you can use the apple gel, that's fine. Thank goodness we didn't wind up doing this during, like, the 24-hour charity stream where people could donate to, like, impair me. If somebody, like, got me to blindfold myself while I was doing this, I'd freaking lose my mind. I would actually go crazy. Bonk. Okay, we're almost there. 15k left. Yes, we're freaking just surrounding him now. We're literally just, like, surrounding him now, is the thing. Or we were, at least. Come on, almost there. Almost there. Okay, smackaroo him. Smackaroo him. Yes. Good. We did the thing. Now we fight the Esophagus, whatever the hell.
Now I know what Pharaoh saw in you.
Don't tell me he has a stage 2.
You're pretty strong yourself.
How unfortunate.
Oh no.
I wish I could walk together with you all a while longer.
He has a stage 2.
Perhaps we would have had
Phase
a
2.
different encounter.
It's not too late.
It is. My path was set when the Autophagos covered the sky.
You stubborn bastard!
The best path for an enduring world is to return it to its natural state. That is the path I chose. I will die for that. My friend, give me your strength.
Okay, maybe he doesn't have a phase 2, and now it's true final boss. Okay. Probably. Oh, Oh, okay. What is this? The final boss of Astral Chain? What the hell? What are you? You're still Duke?
How could the Endelicea agree?
Okay, I guess I was wrong in my predictions. I guess the true final boss is probably Duke after all. Magic Lens, huh? So he has like half a mil. What if this is a second phase for Duke and there is a whole nother thing? Considering we are not fighting the Afafafagagos. Oh no, I'm worried now. Oh no, I'm worried. Can I hit him?
You're just clinging to the past.
Yeah, it is taboo after all. So maybe this really is the end.
I am the only stubborn one. No.
My goodness, you keep on schmoving. Why can't I? Is it? Oh, I can't use arts, and that's like the effect on me. That's why you need to use the mind bottle. I can only do regular attacks for now. What effect is on me right now? Can I check it? Like my arts are sealed. Is there a thing that? Hold on, let's see here. Makes you active. Ah, sealed skills, seal bottle. Okay, so my stuff is no longer sealed. Gosh darn it, it's sealed again. The hell? I sound very disappointed. I'm just surprised. I thought there would be like a whole nother thingamabob, but this is certainly something too. Okay, my art seal has worn out. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a thing. Over limit. Okay.
The beginning of time. Be gone.
Big bang.
You still stand.
Whoa! It leaves you with 1 HP. I just heard my doggy groan and stretch behind me. It's most important, first and foremost, for Estelle to do that, I think. Woo! Okay, somebody else used the thing. Okay. What? You used that right now? Gosh darn, I should have canceled that. I should have canceled that. Oh. Okay, we're in a little bit of a better position. I feel a little bit better about the situation now. Okay, let's do that. Oh gosh darn, I need to select Flynn to do it on himself. Gotcha, Kuzma. It's pretty wacky that that's okay, and then we yeah. Oh, you're about to do that anyway, so it's a-okay. Okay. Oh my goodness, we haven't even look. Good gracious. Good gracious here, man. Okay, so can I do, I did not mean to jump. Can I do the thing maybe? Can we like, oh gosh darn it. Come on. Come on. Come on, maybe. Come on, maybe. Oh, come on. Come on, please. Come on, please, 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 please. Ah! Ah! Why? Why? Because almost 700k health in total. He's almost 1.2 million, but this is just the first and second phase. Oh, just the first and second phase, huh? Great. Unless you're just talking about the secret phase, and this is all there is in like this. Unless you're talking about like that whole thing where you can do like a whole post-game thing that makes like a whole nother thing. Do a Superstar Saga? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, freaking leave me alone. Leave Brittany alone. What am I? Did I do the wrong thing? I used the life bottle. Where's the limit bottle? There we go. Here's the item. Boop. Yes. Come on. What do you think you are doing over here? I missed my Azure Edge. Don't freaking stop. You are so mean. Come on. Boop. Yes. Yes. Now do the thing. Now do the thing. Doesn't change the ending, just adds an extra cutscene. Wacky. So it'll probably be something that we look up on like YouTube after doing this in that case. Okay, so now we so then we gosh darn it. Come on. Come on, please. Come on, please. Come on, please. Please. Come on, please. Come on, this is so stupid. I hate how you try to go for like your ultimate thing and it's literally just a gamble. It's literally just RNG of, is the boss even gonna let you do your ultimate thing? Or are you just gonna get royally screwed because you didn't get the opening, which you couldn't have known about before you did the freaking thing? Ah! Can I use a thing, please? Oh, crap. Yeah, we have a whole bunch, but like, Holy crap, it's still annoying. So this just sets everybody to 1 HP.
You still stand.
So maybe it was a good thing that I didn't do a thing there. Okay, do the thing. What? I wanted freaking Estelle to do the thing. Gosh darn it. Get away from me. Get away from me. Though it's probably better that you attack me than my other friendos right now. Okay, come on, please. Okay. Yes, yes. Revive there without using the life bottles. Good, good. Like how he has to still stand even though he already did. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, well. Okay. Huh? This is looking a little bit sketchy, sketchers, and that's why it's looking a little bit sketchy, sketchers. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I just lost. Are you kidding me with that little mistake?
And they were never heard from again.
Wow, it's Duke that says that. Don't tell me I gotta do the whole thing over. Oh my good gracious. Are you actually kidding me right now? What can I say? I got outplayed. Just outskilled and whatnot. Yeah. Well, I can't skip this one?
We are in contradiction.
Oh my good gracious.
The future.
You know,
We make
I was starting to get swayed to say some more nice things about this game by the time that I beat it. I'm starting to have second thoughts. I literally can't skip this. Yeah, at least it's not the full cutscene, but still.
It is inevitable.
Yeah, I know. It's not as long as that Alexi one. Come on. Yeah, there's the thing. Ow. Man.
We're gonna kill the Autophagos, so stay out of
Yeah, we're killing the Autophagos. That's what we're doing. We're doing it. Boop.
No reason to
Well.
go along with your plan.
So hopefully we don't have to use too many items here. There's things we're about to say about this game. Things. Stuff and junk that I can't focus on right now. Boopity bop. That's a big heal that Estelle does there. Stop. Maybe I should save these seal bottles for the, because he still seals. It seems like he still seals in the next phase. Stop. Stop, please. Please, stop. Come on. Come on. Like, we may as well use the thing here. We're gonna build up limit throughout this whole thingamabob anyway. Just like Taboo brutally broken and constantly killing you. Come on. Come on, hit him with the last hits. We get him with the... We got him with the last hits. Okay, good. Well, I got some damage with this at least. Well, I got some, I suppose. I wish I could get this more consistently. Really want to use an apple gel? You can just heal. You can just heal with first aid. I don't know why you want to use the thing. I don't know why that was. Boop. Did I miss my chance to do the ZR thingamabob? Okay, well. There's the over limit. There it be. Ow, you're mean. You are so mean. So Duke just straight up is like the full-on final boss then. It seems like. Okay. Freaking, yeah, you can go ahead and do that, I guess. I don't know why you didn't just freaking do a... Oh. Because you're out of stuff. What the hell? Why are you out of stuff? Do the thing. There you go. There you go. Okay. Apologies if I'm not talking as much as I normally am. I did not mean to jump. I did not exactly mean to jump. Gosh darn it. I hate the shield thingamabob. I hate that. Didn't even get a proper look at how much health he had, and I still didn't, but like... Okay, 139k. Or whatever the hell. pretty much one of your favorite final bosses because the build-up was there the entire time, but I never thought it was him until now. Never would have thunk it. Yeah, do that. I don't like how he's teleporting around all the time. I don't like that. Okay. Okay, boop. Okay, sweet. We were able to cancel that one out, though, at least. Yes. Get into your timeout corner. Into the timeout corner. Feels like a mix between Ryoma and Cacoletta. I recognize the name Cacoletta. I think that's a Mario and Luigi thing from, like, the one Mario... Or, I haven't... There's a couple Mario and Luigi games I haven't played. That's from Superstar Saga, right? I believe. Oh, and Taboo. Kind of does, huh? But yeah, the build-up is he would always show up every now and then since you first met him at the fort. This is true. This is true. So it was kind of always there. Sure, you can use the seal bottle, I guess. Guess you can do that. Come on. Gosh darn, he's using the over limit. He's using the over limit, of course he is. Use a quick Azure, I guess. Come on. Come on. Really? I can't cancel out the... What the hell is this attack? What the hell? That's OP. That's so OP. Okay, well, just hope he doesn't... Let's cancel that with a quick Azure. Yeah, I think Azure's one of those ones that keeps on being good until, like, the end of the game because you can, like, from range cancel out enemies' thingamabobs, you know? He also has the Great War 2, who's already incredibly powerful as is. This is true. Freaking... Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Come on. I need to use a thing. This is what I need to do. Don't mind me. Ow, you're mean. You are so mean, though. You are so mean. Okay, there we go. So the first phase is a fair Duke. Okay, we're on to second phase now. Can I skip this one, though? Can I maybe skip this one? If I wind up losing to the second phase, like, many times, I'll just slap it into easy mode. But let's hope that it doesn't come to that. Let's hope it doesn't come down to that. Okay, welp. Here we go. And there's a whole, like, secret phase as well if you do a crazy side quest line or something. In, like, post-game. Or something. And you have to be, like, level 80 or something. Okay. Okay. Boop. Yes. Do the thing. So I guess the Autophagos is something that we just, like, never fight. I guess. Because I guess it is so massive and it's just something that we defeat with, like, other things. So if you fail here again, do it one more time. And yeah, so if it's like 3 times that I've lost total, then I do it on easy. But we'll have like 3 tries of normal first. Doing some decent damage. Oh my good gracious. Come on. No. Freaking get me out of here. I'm trying to run. I was literally trying to run for the life of me for like 3,000 years there. Was the thing. And I literally could not go there. I thought... Okay, I was being resurrected. Oh, but that was a life bottle there. Gosh darn it. My goodness. I missed again. Of course I did. I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to get away. I'll do that really quickly. It was a waste. Of course it was a waste. Of course it was a waste, huh?
You still stand.
Oh gosh darn it, now there's item cooldown. So... Okay. Don't die, don't die. Oh, don't die. Please don't die, please don't die. Please don't die. Please do not die. Please do not die. Do the thing. You died. What did I just tell you not to do? What the hell? I hate how when they have 1 HP, they still shove their face right in the final boss. Like, what stupid AI? Oh, I'm dead now. Great. All thanks to incredibly designed AI. Great. You love to see it. All thanks to the most perfectly designed AI ever. I have 1 HP? Yeah, let's just shove my face in the final boss. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? Easy mode, you go down with 1 HP anyway. Yeah, there's that bit at least. There's the resurrection. I'm just gonna... Okay, well, we're recovering. We're recovering. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Oh, my arts are sealed. I can't use Azure right now. Gosh darn it. Even easy mode, it can still be pretty tricky. I believe it. I believe it. Can I have my stuff be unsealed yet, maybe? That'd be very nice. Why the heck is this not restored? There we go. There we go. You are rude. You are rude. Also, why the heck is this not restored? Okay. Just self never play this game. One looks way too freaking whack. I'm still sealed. Am I out of seal bottles? What's going on? No, I still have several. Okay. Because I would like to use some arts when I can, you know? Ow. I'm sealed again! Are you kidding me? Every time I get unsealed, I freaking immediately get sealed again. It's rather irksome. Well, time to get healed, even though he's gonna freaking do the thing on it. Yep. I really don't like this attack. I really don't like it. Get away, get away, get away. Ooh. Ooh. Priority on the ones that are gonna be shoving their face in the final boss there. No. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. I'm running, I'm running, I'm running, I'm running. Why don't you heal, Flynn? Why don't you heal? Why aren't you doing the things? Also. Sure, let's go for that. Yes, the resurrect. Now, I need some health. I'm gonna freaking run out of this stuff here. Gosh darn it, he got the time to do the thing. Gosh darn it! I don't feel good. I don't feel good. Come on. Okay. Come on, resurrect him. Come on, please. Please. Why aren't you resurrecting him, Estelle? Why aren't you? Stay away from her. Freaking stop that. Please. Could use some heals. Do you not have enough to heal? Oh no. My goodness gracious. I'm going the wrong. I'm attacking the wrong way here. Come on. You don't get to do your thing this time. Not this time. Oh, Estelle wasn't in the range for that thing? Okay, stop. Okay, I'm going for the thing. Okay. There's no way that I'm landing this, though. I'm facing the wrong way. Wait! Wait! What? I was holding the thing, though! Come on. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it, man. Okay, well, I didn't even get a chance to do that there. What? The thing's run out. What do you mean? Huh? Oh, Estelle used the thing immediately. Or somebody used the thing immediately. Okay. Gosh darn it. Stop going after Estelle. Oh my good gracious. Got the burst darts in. That's a lot of damage already. At least, I guess. At least there's that. Gosh dang. I gotta restore my own TP before I can even do things and stuff. Oh, thanks for the thing. Yeah, do the thing to restore your own TP. What is he? He's an over limit, so yeah, I knew he was gonna do that very soon. I hate this so much. I hate this so much. Alright, priority is on restoring Estelle. Priority is there. I should have used one of the ones that, like... Oh, come on! Okay. He's doing a thing. Oh, come on. Let's have you use, like, a thing. Yes, use that. Oh, I got sniped. Ow, ow, ow. Is he gonna freaking spawn camp me? He literally came over to spawn camp me. What a bitch. Okay. I'm gonna freaking run out of crap, aren't I? This is what's gonna happen straight up. Come on. Come on. Yeah, you can do that if you want. Restore your own TP. We're gonna get up to... No, don't! There we go, Azure. From afar. Oh, crap. Ah, crap. Ah, crap. I mean, yeah, when you fought Duke, you barely ran out of stuff, but still managed to beat him. What is this effect on my screen right... Is this Bravely Second? What the hell? He just Bravely Seconded me. And I'm dead. And now the rest of my party's gonna die because, like, I can't do things while I'm dead. And the AI isn't gonna be smart enough to, like, recover, are they? There's no way. No way the AI is smart enough to... Oh my goodness. Come on. Come on, maybe. Let's see here. I guess I'll just... I'm going to, Come on. Please. Come on, please. Oh, come on. Please. Please. Please get the thing. Gosh darn, I didn't get the thing. Gosh darn, I did not get the thing. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. What am I doing? What am I doing? His final boss is gonna really underwhelm if he was easy, I guess, but like... Okay. Things being used again. Come on. Estelle went down. How many more life bottles do I have anyway? I can't even check. We're almost there, though. How many life bottles left? 3. It's looking a little bit sketchy sketch with only 3 more life bottles. Okay. Stop. Ah, he's doing his thing again. Of course he is. Of course he's doing his thing again. May as well set this up for now while I have, like, a smidge of breathing room before he annihilates us all, like, very soon. Like, he's going to delete us all, like, very quickly here. Is the thing, right? Yep, there it is. Almost there, Harmonia got this. I only have 3 life bottles left. So it's looking very scary. Don't kill me. Do not kill me immediately. Priority on Estelle. Priority on Estelle because she can actually resurrect other nerds and whatnot. Flynn can also heal some nerds. But now I'm looking a little bit low. Oh, I had to move out of there, though. Ah, the thing? Yes? Come on. Come on, and then we should just, like, auto-target him with that. Come on. Get the last couple hits. Gosh darn it. Where is he? Come on, please. Come on, please. Gosh darn it. I freaking didn't get it again. Did not get it again. Never gonna get it. Healing circle, nice. Oh, I wanted to use my thing there. Use Azure from range and then really quickly. Okay. Oh, crap. I need a thing again now. No, do not unleash thy fiery. Oh, we managed to get that just in time. Okay. You want to maybe stop? You want to maybe stop because you are so mean? Would I still be able to use my arts during the overlimit despite being sealed? I sure hope so. Let's find out. Let's find out. The answer is yes, I can indeed. Come on, please. Come on, please. Ah! Come on, please. Crap. He's at 16k left, but he's also in his thing, which very much scares me. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. He's at 15k. He's about to do his crazy thing.
The beginning of time. Big bang.
I lose here. I'm gonna lose my mind. They're all around him. He's about to kill them all right now. What do you bet? Please revive me. Please revive me. Please. Oh! Whoa! He's at 7k left. This is so scary. Ah, Judith went down. How many more life bottles do I have? 2. This is my last lemon gel. Oh my goodness. You weren't able to get Mystic Ardent. Oh crap. Oh crap.
Don't be a pain.
Huh?
No way.
One more hit. One more Azure.
From the abyss of death.
Accept your fate, Duke.
I shall end it all with this.
We'll defend the world our own way.
Oh my heart. I was about to revive Judith, but then I saw one more hit with Azure could do it. I just beat the game.
I'm sorry. Lucifer. I could not keep my promise.
I don't know what Lucifer was like, so this doesn't mean much coming from me. But if Lucifer fought for humans during the Great War, then I don't think he'd want his friend to reject humanity.
Lucifer's wish to protect the world, peace for all living things.
Yuri! Hurry!
I'm on it!
Here we go. Estelle, synchronize. Judith, give me support. Okay. Understood. Yuri, let's go!
My heart's all aflutter.
We're counting on you, boss.
So then they truly intend to give up the Plastia.
It's over?
Oh, no way! Our plan isn't working!
No, it's okay. Just a little more. It just needs a little more power. But how? There isn't any more.
Come on, we gotta do something.
It's gotta work.
This can't be how it ends.
Antilochea, spirits, humans. Lucifer. Can this world truly change?
Damn it, come on!
Spirits.
You mean all of them? Awesome!
All the Entelikeia who became Autophagos. They all transformed into these spirits.
So the Autophagos was also part of this world. Unbelievable.
It's so beautiful.
Ah, it is.
We did it.
Was this truly the right thing for us to do?
I don't know. We lost all the Blastia, and with that, the barriers are gone. But we chose that path, so I guess we gotta live with it. As long as we're still alive, we'll be okay.
You are strong.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm not alone. Hey, Duke! See you around.
Yuri!
Great job, Yuri!
That was so awesome!
Oh, man!
So, is that it then? We're about to get the credits. Oh my, I don't think I've ever seen any video game ever where you fight the final boss and then after, it's just like, well, see you later. See you around. See you around, pal. This screen is very bright. I wish this screen wasn't as bright. Anyway, during the credits is usually when I give my kind of full review of a game. So, I guess we'll go through it. This is a bit of a complicated subject, I must say, with this game. Let's start out. Freaking story. I'd be lying if I said that there weren't parts where I felt lost here and there from time to time, to say the least. Like, at the beginning of the game, I was trying to figure out what the hell Blastia even were for a while. I wished maybe that had been explained better. Like, I figured it out eventually with enough of the game, but I was so confused, like, what was even going on with, like, the first bits. And, like, I still don't really understand what the first arc of the game was. Like, I understand the second and third ones way better. But, like, the first one, the freaking Dudo with the eye patch and his freaking chainsaw sword thingamabob, I still, to this day, don't really understand a whole lot of what was going on there, I'm gonna be honest. All I know is that's the Dudo that, like, really cracks me up with the insaneness that was going on there. So there are definitely times that I do think that it could be hard to follow, but there was first arc is a really slow start. Yeah, it felt like it was a really slow start with the first arc. A lot of, like, what am I doing? Like, what's the point of, like, progressing here? And, like, who is this dude that I'm going after? This dude with the eye patch and his chainsaw sword? Why is this important to anything? Like, things really ramped up a lot more in the second and third arcs, it felt like. I mean, the second one felt slow because it took, like, so long to be, like, it starts out being like, oh, Pharaoh's saying, like, oh, you're a poison, and he's going and, like, doing things. And then you take, like, 3,000 years to actually get to Pharaoh. So, it takes a little while. But, despite, you know, me being lost at a few points along the way, I was able to, you know, understand, like, the general thing that's going on here and there at the end of the day. Did generally understand. Like, there's still a lot of things that I didn't understand by the end of it. There's still a lot of things I was probably confused on. But the whole general plot line, honestly, it was good. Honestly, it was really good. It brought up a lot of really interesting kind of ethical kind of thingamabobs. Like, in a fictional world. Like, in a fictional world where it's like, in our world, we don't have, like, barriers to protect us against monsters or anything like that. But it's still cool to, like, consider, like, the ethics of something like that within a fictional world and whatnot. And in a way, continuing to use and, like, depend on Blastia is, in a way, kind of reminiscent of, like, should I turn off the Doggy Cam temporarily to, like, show that properly, to show these things properly? the way that like Blastia were lied upon and were essentially like polluting the world and slowly bringing the world closer to doom kind of reminds me of like pollution and greenhouse gases and fossil fuels and stuff like that. And I like the notes in like the final dungeon where it's just like, oh, the people that freaking made the Adafafaga go as I keep, I'm gonna call it something different every single time because it's funny. They were like, yeah, this old civilization did a thing that basically made it a problem for like future generations, and that's exactly what's going on in our own world. And it brought up like some interesting kind of perspectives, like Duke's kind of perspective, where he's like, yep, may as well do this because humans are just gonna repeat the same mistakes that they freaking have before, and yada yada. And it makes you like sit there and consider like, is this the kind of thing that like people are going to do in like real life? Because we see it happen in real life like quite a decent bit with like various other cases. Like, it was in my use of history in video games class that we talked about how even fictional games can make arguments about our own world. One of the most fascinating parts about like historical video games is what they choose to include and exclude as like, this is the history that's worth telling about, this is the history that's not worth telling about. And one of the things that we talked about is like, you know, it'll make arguments through what historical games choose to include, but even fictional games can make arguments about our own world and whatnot. Like, for example, the game that we studied in that class the most was Civilization, and one of the interesting things about Civilization was the way that you deal with barbarians in that game, where barbarians are these enemies that just attack you, and that's basically it, and they basically, like, cause trouble for you, and you can't reason with them, you can't befriend them, you can't make peace with them, anything like that. So it's like, what arguments is this game making about like certain tribes of people in the past and whatnot? Like, what arguments are being made there? And it's interesting, even fictional games can make arguments about our own real world. Like the whole idea about like leaving problems for some future generations to figure out and whatnot, like creating some big issue that some future generations are gonna be screwed with. It's like, yeah, that can very much be attributed to our own real world. So I think it's very fascinating when games set in a world that is like so vastly different from our own still take the time to tell a story that makes arguments about our own world. So I very much respect this game and its story through the way that it did that. And it wasn't just with like the whole Blastia, there was a lot of things that it like brought up about like the freaking seeing that one crew, whatever the hell, guild there in that one scene there reminded me of like the whole thing with like that one dude hunting all the Entelekea, for example, that one freaking asshole. There were a lot of situations in this game, like many different situations through like the different arcs and whatnot, that really made you consider like, okay, what is the right play here, I guess, and what arguments is this potentially trying to make about our own real world in its own unique way. And looking at Duke there, that made me think that like Duke is one of the best examples of that. Is this gonna be like, Dogi Ken was already off. Like, Duke was one of the best examples of like bringing up arguments that could be attributed to our own real world, and I found that very fascinating with the story of this game. What is this? Oh, what was that background there? I guess I'll save it to another slot, like just in case I ever want to refight the final boss right there, I guess. I don't know. Is it just gonna place me before the thing? End save? Yeah. What is that background? I still don't get it. What? Hold on. What happens if I EX a new... Okay, so there's the thingamabob there. There's the thingamabob there. Just a single tear watching their ship fly off into the distance. But yeah, like, I thought for that reason, like, there's a lot of games that will have, like, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit so I can, like, ramble better. Turn it down a few smidges here. Like, there's a lot of games that'll just have, like, a generic big bad as, like, the final boss. And in that case, I think that this game was probably honestly better off having Duke as the final boss rather than the Afafagagagagos and whatnot. Considering the Afagagos, I can't even say it normally when I try anymore after all the joke ways I've said it. Would just be like a generic big bad that's like, oh well, here's a generic big bad for the sake of defeating it. So yeah, that'd just be like New Game Plus. Or what's in it? Oh, good question. I know that there's like other side bosses that you can fight and stuff like that. I don't know what's all what's all with it and whatnot. But so, like, at first I was expecting the Aphagos, is that what it's called? I literally don't even remember what it's called anymore because of all the joke ways I've been saying it. I feel like if that was the final boss, then it would just be like, yep, here's a generic big bad. So it probably was better that, like, Aphagos, that, if I want to say it normally. I feel like it probably was better for Dukes to be the final boss rather than the Aphagos, considering in that case you actually have a very human character with, like, very human emotions and that very much stands for things that make you really consider the situation where it's like, are people really gonna change in this fictional world, or even in our own real world with, like, the things that you can attribute these arguments that it makes to. So, like, generally when it came to the story of this game, there were definitely times that, you know, some parts were very slow, some parts I felt lost on, some parts I felt confused on, some parts I was like, what the hell, why is this even going on, why is it like this, like Zagi, for example. But generally, despite all the bumps along the way of me having no idea what the hell is going on a lot of the time, I think it was a good, enjoyable story. I think the story of this game was pretty good, and, like, it was a bit of a slog to get through. There were times that, like, there were times when it was getting especially slow, where it was like, ugh, if I wasn't a content creator, I would not continue with this game. Like, there were times that it started getting that kind of slow. But there were some really fascinating things with it. Even backing out of, like, the whole main overarching story, even, like, the smaller individual stories, like things with, Yuri and Flynn, for example. At first, I was like, okay, this is gonna be, like, a generic buddy kind of thing, where it's like they're friends, but they're going down, like, different paths, yada yada. I've seen this a bazillion times. But then it's like, the different paths is somebody that's trying to, like, work their way up the ranks, like, the freaking legal way, and, you know, change the laws if he can do it, if he gets high enough rank, and the other person is like, and the other one is like, oh, there's some evil dudes here. Somebody, if there's gonna be a real change, somebody's gonna have to bloody their hands, so it may as well be me, and he literally murders a couple people in it, and they wind up butting heads because of that. And he literally says to Flynn, like, if you ever get like that, I'll have to do the same to you. It's like, whoa! Whoa, I wasn't expecting it to go that far. I was expecting it to be just like a generic, yep, these are like two friends going down different paths. I didn't think those different paths were gonna be like, I'm gonna work up my way up the ranks and change the laws, and the other was gonna be like, murder is okay, you know? I wasn't expecting that. And seeing some of those character interactions were honestly like really big chin scratchers, because again, it's another one of those moments that makes you think about how it can be attributed to, like, the real world and whatnot. Because it was fascinating with, like, those cases where, like, the characters in, like, the towns, the characters in your party, and even Yuri and Estelle were saying things like, hey, with them gone, you can literally see in the town here that, like, everybody's happier and being able to live better lives that they wouldn't have been able to otherwise if that person had just, like, been able to, like, faff about with, like, their, you know, influence that they have in the legal system. And unfortunately, you kind of see that happen in the real world all the time, when it's like people that have literally been proven to have committed crimes can get away with it because of their influence and their money. But not gonna name any names, but we've seen definitely a great many cases of that even in recent years. Heck, one of them was even in a very, very influential place in the States as of recently, until a little bit ago. Again, not naming names, but there are several cases in the real world where it's like people that are in positions of power or have a lot of money, or both. Having a lot of money is a position of power in a way, would be able to get away with things that most normal people wouldn't freaking be able to get away with, just because of, like, this influence and, like, what strings they can pull and the extents that they can go to. And in this case, in this game, you see, like, cases of that kind of thing happening, and it being said that, like, oh, if they face, like, the regular legal system, like, the first dude that Yuri murdered, he's just gonna, like, get out immediately, like, anyway, with, like, a little slap on the wrist. And the other one wasn't even gonna be prosecuted at all because he was freaking with the Knights and being able to use his influence to do, like, evil things and freaking run people into the desert to do. I don't even remember what he was running people into the desert to do there. He was just freaking being an ass and whatnot. Again, parts of the story that I wasn't completely clear on and I wish were explained better. But there were cases like that where it's like, okay, if these dudes are, like, left to, like, the way that Flynn would handle it, it's like they're going to keep on getting away. And it's like, murder is not a good freaking thingamabob, but you see Yuri doing it, and you look in like the town in like the second arc, that one desert town, and it's like now everybody's living their happy lives. Meanwhile, freaking Yuri's got blood on his hands, and it's like, whoa, I was not expecting it to go that kind of way. And it's interesting in the way that it's like a real chin scratcher in that way, you know, in the way that it makes you really consider those kinds of situations in our own real world happening. And it's like, what is the right way to is there a right way? And I think that there were a lot of lines where Flynn kind of put it perfectly, where it's like he was trying to find the boundary between what was right and what was wrong, but he eventually came to the conclusion that that isn't a boundary that you can find. Like, there is no line that you can draw. All anybody can really do is like stick true to what they believe in, and, you know, try to pursue that to the best way that they can, essentially, which I thought was like a really fascinating take. So I think it's really interesting when, you know, video games have those kinds of deeper messages in them and whatnot. So yeah, when it came to the story overall, definitely a lot of stuff I was not at all clear on and confused on, and I wish would be explained better, and bits where it was hella slow, and if I wasn't a content creator, I would have put the game down at like a couple bits along the way, because it was so slow and I didn't know what the hell was going on. But overall, having now beaten it and being able to look at the whole thing, that's like my final conclusion that I can have. It makes a lot of arguments about our own world through a fictional world, has a lot of like chin scratcher kind of things, but it kind of makes the argument at the end of the day that there is no easy solution to any one conflict, whether it be between Yuri and Flynn butting heads over like handle this legally or freaking murder or whatnot, or whether it be the situation with like the final boss at the end of the game where it's like, oh, do we just like create a fresh slate for the world because humans are just gonna keep on doing the stuff that they do all the time, or do we create a vastly different world where people are gonna be pissed off like crazy and they might repeat mistakes with like a different thing, and there's probably gonna be a bunch of violence from Blastia being gone and all that stuff, and like what's the right play and whatnot. And so like with whatever situation, this game really does seem to give the argument that like there is no right option. Just do what you believe in and like stick to it and do the best you can, you know? But there is no like true boundary where you can define right and wrong. Like at the end of the day, the final boss, Duke there, he wasn't evil. He was not at all evil. And a lot of games will just be like, yep, here's a generic big bad evil final boss. But this was somebody who like truly believed that he was doing the right thing for the world. And it was a character that we had seen throughout the story and in various contexts that like humanized him as well. Like for example, when it was described that he saw a little bit of himself in like Yuri and the gang, and he wound up lending his sword, Dynamos, for example. Or later on when Yuri got stabbed by that bitch and wound up being like half dead in the ocean. And Duke was just like, yeah, I better go get my sword back. I kind of need that thing. And then he could have easily just yoinked the sword and left Yuri to die out in the ocean, but instead he went and saved Yuri as well. So like there's a lot of moments there that show that like he is still, like, there's a lot of moments that very much humanize him, and I feel like there's too many plots out there that have, like, a villain or final boss or whatever the heck that isn't humanized, that's just a device to drive the plot forward, just to have somebody to oppose. But in this case, you had somebody who you didn't even oppose for, like, most of the game, who you were even fighting alongside with for, like, various phases of the game. It kind of reminded me of Enharmonia from Pokemon Black and White, because, like, in Pokemon Black and White, N is kind of like, in a way, your main antagonist. Like, at the end of the day, the main antagonist is Getsis, but that's neither here nor there. But for most of the game, until it's only at the very end that Getsis is like revealed as the main big bad behind everything and yada yada. But for most of the game, N is the one who is the main antagonist of Pokemon Black and White. And in Pokemon Black and White, it's funny that like N is like the king of Team Plasma and like the leader of this organization that you're working against. But despite that, throughout the entire game, he never feels like a villain. Like, he never feels like he has malicious intent towards you. Like, he feels like he genuinely cares about you. He genuinely wants to be your friend. He genuinely admires you being able to make friends with like a fellow legendary Pokemon as well. And it genuinely makes him sad to be fighting for, you know, separating people from Pokemon for situations like yours where he sees that your Pokemon genuinely like you. Like, I've thought that Pokemon Black and White was a very fascinating situation because it's like the quote-unquote kind of main villain of that game, N, really isn't a villain, is the thing. He's kind of like an anti-hero, I guess. Like, he'll oppose you countless times throughout the game, but he never feels like he's a villain, and he feels like he genuinely cares about you. That's kind of the way that it was with Duke throughout this game, except it was a lot more subtle, where it's like he feigns this kind of persona of like, yep, I don't care about any of you. I'm just going to go do my missions. Get out of my way, or else whatever, or else I'll freaking, you know, make sure you get out of my way, or else I'll strike you down, whatever the hell. Like, the stuff that he does is more subtle, and he doesn't like to admit it. Like, the whole situation where he's lending you Dynamos, where he's just like, fine, you can try making use of this. Or where he saves Yuri when he's recovering his sword, and he was just like, I'm just recovering my sword. Whereas if he was just recovering his sword, he would have just taken the sword and not saved Yuri, and wound up doing that. So, like, Duke in this game very much reminds me of N, where it's like, both characters have a very humanized side to them, and don't, like, truly feel like villains, and both have, like, causes that they do very much believe in, and from a certain point of view could be seen as like the right play there. So the character that I attribute Duke to the most throughout this game is honestly Enharmonia from Pokemon Black and White, is what he honestly reminds me of for those reasons. But anyway, take care, Reggie-Bump. I know that I wasn't updated on chat stuff and whatnot. Plus they both have long hair, this is true. So that's the story. Music. I wasn't paying as much attention to the OST as I could have had a lot of twists and turns. A lot of the soundtrack for like a lot of the generic kind of area themes felt kind of like, okay, that's kind of average. It gets the job done, but it's not anything too crazy. Some of the themes did go above and beyond. Some themes absolutely did go above and beyond. Like, I wouldn't say that the entire soundtrack is absolutely incredible. Like, most of the soundtrack was just kind of like, okay, that's pretty alright. It gets the job done. It's nothing too crazy. Some of the soundtrack was standout, though. Yeah, most is pretty bland. There are definitely some standout themes in there. There are definitely some absolutely standout themes there that were great, and I really liked, and I will probably be adding to my phone playlist. Actually, I might not be able to add them to my phone playlist. I'm running out of storage on my phone. It's big sad times. But there were definitely some themes in there. Most of it was pretty bland and pretty average, but some were real good. It was definitely nowhere near like a Xenoblade kind of situation for like the soundtrack, but I'd say that overall the soundtrack was probably above average. Like overall, most of the soundtrack itself was average, but some themes were like standout and like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. So that's the... I see now on my freaking watch here, Guzma, you sending me a link for Duke's third phase that I'll check out in a hot second. Here, hold on, I'll get through my review first. There's not really a whole lot to say about the music, I don't think. When it comes to the gameplay, where would I even begin for that? There were a great many times this game frustrated the hell out of me, not gonna lie. Gonna mention it after the review. Yeah, I got a freaking DM. My watch is gonna vibrate with that, and I'll like quickly glance at that. I have the option to even reply here on the thing. Reply? I can reply with hello as one of the preset things. I apparently replied with hello. Isn't that cool? Thanks, watch. Thanks, technology. There were definitely a lot of things that really frustrated me with this game. Like objective markers that don't exist. A lot of the time, there's like the whole world and it expects me to go to one specific place, and it's like, okay, where the hell is this one specific place? The fact that this game doesn't have objective markers is a sin. This game needs objective markers desperately and does not have them, and that is really, really, really irksome. What were the other things that annoyed me? The audio leveling in the battles freaking sucked. Like, typically, when somebody's getting hit with an attack in a video game, if it's like a multi-hitting kind of attack, then you're not going to want to play the sound effect of them getting hit every time during that multi-hit, just like maybe once or twice along it. And what sound designers a lot of the time will do is they'll essentially do like different pitches of the same kind of effect. Maybe there was a little bit of this in there, but if so, it wasn't very noticeable. Like, they'll sometimes do, like, different pitches of the same kind of effect so it doesn't sound, like, the same. Like, for example, in a game where you do a lot of walking, how do you make, like, the sounds of, like, stepping without it just becoming the most repetitive thing ever? The answer is, like, you change the pitches by, like, random variables within, like, a certain range so that every step is, like, slightly different. Whereas, every enemy getting hit in this game would make a sound. Everybody in this game, whenever they got hit, would make a sound. And, Like, even with, like, crazy rapid multi-hit things. And it would always be between, like, 1 or 2 different, like, recorded sounds that they did. And that was it, without any... seemingly without any difference in pitches. Maybe there was difference in pitches, but if so, it was so small that, like, I couldn't notice it. So, like, somebody gets hit with a multi-hit attack, and it's like, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. And then and I just laugh. And it's like... it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it gets, like, annoying really fast. Is also the thing. Audio leveling is pretty awkward. Yeah, like, there were definitely some cutscenes as well, where, for the most part, most of the cutscenes, I could hear the voices clearly over the music. But there were a few throughout the story where it's like, the music is clearly way louder. What is going on here? And like the anime cutscenes, yeah, the slice, slice, kill, kill, cut, cut. Like that was more infrequent considering it was when they were attacking. Getting hit is more frequent since it was like the ooh, ah, ooh, ah, whatever the hell. When it came to the anime cutscenes, they were so much quieter than the main cutscenes. Like, did they not playtest it and be like, whoa, why are anime cutscenes like half the volume of our main cutscenes? Should we do something about that? Pfft, nah, just ship it anyway. Like, did they not do that? Speaking of not having playtesters, why did Patty have like a line that was completely different from the subtitle text? Like, again, were there not playtesters? And how has there not been an update since this released, the definitive edition? How has there not been an update since this came out in 2019 to freaking fix that? How has there not been an update since it originally came out in 2008 to fix that? Apparently Patty wasn't in the original 2008 version, but like I think from 2009 onward with the PS3 she was, from what I heard with stuff online. But regardless, it's been over a decade. How has it not been fixed? Yeah, apparently in the original Xbox game, Patty wasn't in the game at all, and Flynn wasn't playable. And like, because I was looking at the description of this game on like Nintendo's website for Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, and when it was listing the features, it was like 2 new characters to play as. Flynn, the Exalted Knight, or whatever the heck, and Patty, the Pirate, whatever the hell. And I was like, wait, what? And I googled it, and apparently like Patty just doesn't exist in a lot of scenes, so a lot of the cutscenes that she was in like later versions, she felt kind of shoehorned in, and like she wasn't contributing a whole lot to the conversations and was kind of doing like her own separate thing, being shoehorned in. And Flynn apparently existed and was like an important character in the story in the original, but only was like playable in like one brief thing and wasn't like an actual party member, like as a regular thing. Apparently he was playable in like one thing and then that was it, and it was weird. So it makes me very tempted to like look up cutscenes of the original 2008 one. Because apparently, I looked it up, and apparently, like, Tales were known to be, like, PlayStation stuff for a while. So apparently, it seems like they were saving that for, like, their release on the PS3, as opposed to the original Xbox 360 release, which was, like, the much more toned-down version. I guess they had to add newer cutscenes in 2009, not all of them were in 2008, yeah. So there were literally, a bunch of things that weren't in the 2008 version. Like, freaking, apparently, Patty didn't exist at all, which I guess is why the whole plot with her and Ifrid just had nothing to do with the entire rest of the game, essentially. I guess that's why that was. And I guess that's also the reason why Flynn is, like, so seldom playable in this, like, very just briefly throughout the story. Because apparently he just wasn't playable in, like, the original thing. Like I said, he, for Duke, was Duke's third... Yeah, I'll check that out in a hot second. I still have, Oh, I wasn't too... So we'll check out the 2008 version for that, then. But wrapping up my stuff there, I was talking about the gameplay, so those are like some of my frustrations. The ring is garbage. The ring sucks. Like, freaking, anytime you shoot it, it's gonna be like random. Will it even land? Will it even do anything? Will it make them pissed as hell? Will it stun them, or will it freeze them? There's no way to know. It'll do one of those things, and you just don't know. It has no consistency, so it freaking sucks. The fact that you can only hold 15 of every item, I think that's dumb. And that freaking sucks. I think that was rather silly. I wish that fleeing was a little bit better and whatnot. If an upgrade for the ring gets a bigger hitbox, you'd be pissed off. Well, and like some of the mechanics were like so weird with like the way that you do them. Like I did figure out how to do the mystic arts by the end. Like, by the end of the game, we were doing mystic arts. I did figure it out. Throughout this whole playthrough, I was saying that, like, it seems so complicated. I don't know if I'll ever figure it out. And, like, it wasn't as complicated as I thought it would be in terms of, like, the different things I need to do. But it was just weird in the things that, like, the game expects you to, like, know how to do it. Like, you literally need to have this skill special equipped. Then you need to freaking do overlimit level 3. And then you need to do a freaking divine art. Then you need to hold the A button and you do a burst art. Then you need to hold the B button and then you do a mystic art. It's like, what the hell? What? Like, was it ever properly explained in the game? And how would anybody, like, figure that out normally? That's the kind of thing that you figure out online or not at all. Like, equip a thing, overlimit level 3, freaking, whatever the hell, not the regular art, the freaking, I've already forgotten it, the square art, literally holding A, and then I do another thing, and then I switch my thumb to holding B, and then it does that. Like, I guess it's simple, but it should be, like, simpler, like, there should be a button for, like, doing that instead of it being like, oh, freaking do that art, hold down A, and then switch it to holding down B. Why can't you just keep holding down A? Why can't you just keep holding down A? Why do I need to suddenly switch to holding down B? It doesn't, like, if I wanted to cancel it, I would have already released A anyway. So, like, why can't I just keep holding A? Why is it suddenly switched to holding down another completely unrelated button? It doesn't make any sense. There's no guide or tutorial in the game either, which is one thing I wish it did explain. It's so dumb. So there's, like, a lot of mechanics in this game that I think are dumb. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like might have just been explained in, like, an overcomplicated way that made me think that it was way more complicated than it was. Like, for example, in the first session of the game, when it was explaining how, like, weapon skills worked, it did it in, like, some crazy complicated way that I was like, I'm never gonna understand this. I'm just gonna play the game. When literally they could have just said, weapons have skills that you have when you're using that weapon. And if you use that weapon long enough, and then you freaking get that skill that you can equip at any time. Done. That's all you need for an explanation. Weapons have skills that are assigned to that weapon. And if you've used it for long enough, then you can use that skill outside of that weapon. That's all they need to say. But instead, they had, like, this crazy elaborate thingamabob that made it seem like the most crazy complicated thing that, like, during that session, I was like, okay, I might never understand this. Maybe I'll understand it way later in the playthrough, but I'm not understanding it now. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me because it was explained in such an overcomplicated way. Whereas all they had to say was, weapons have skills. You'll have that skill as long as you're using that weapon, but use it for long enough and you can equip it outside. That's all it takes. That's literally the explanation they could have done. So I feel like there's a lot of mechanics in this game that were also explained in, like, overcomplicated ways. And then in the dungeons, I don't mind puzzle solving in video games. I think that freaking puzzle solving can be really intriguing. It can really, like, rack your brain. The puzzles in this game were just, like, go around trying everything until the one specific thing works. And I think that's bad puzzle design, in my opinion. I really don't like that kind of puzzle design, where it's just like, yep, there were some things that got you thinking here and there, but for the most part, it was just like, yep, just go around doing everything until you figure out the one specific thing that you had to do in that one specific order. It's like, okay, is that really puzzle solving? It's like, if you have, like, a jigsaw puzzle in front of you, then you have, like, all the pieces all over the damn place, and you're trying to figure out which piece fits with that. It's like, rather than trying to find, instead of trying to, like, scan with your eyes and see which piece looks like it would fit that, you just take every single piece one by one, seeing which one eventually fits into the piece that you're trying to get in there. That's what the equivalent of puzzle solving in this game feels like, is rather than, you know, actually trying to, like, reason out how things may work, it's just like, try every single piece until you find the piece that works. And I don't like that kind of puzzle design. It's not for me. Like, especially considering, you know, back in the day as a kiddo, I wouldn't mind spending 3,000 years playing a game. And then I'd feel, like, really proud for overcoming it. But nowadays, I'm a freaking adult. I've got a job through my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel and whatnot. Like, this is basically a business at this point. Like, next year, for the sake of taxes, I am going to have to, like, declare myself as a business. So, I'm an adult. I've got my own small business. I'm working a job as a research assistant at my university as well. I'm a university student. I'm a Taekwondo student. I've got real life stuff to get to and like family to take care of and whatnot. I've got things to do. So when games freaking waste my time, it doesn't feel good anymore. Like, as a kiddo, I wouldn't mind because it's just like, oh, playing video games. If I take 3,000 years to do something that's a-okay and then I finally conquer it, it's like, whoa, I feel so proud of myself. I conquered it. Whereas nowadays, I'm a busy adult. I've got things to do, you know? So when something it takes way longer than it should, rather than feeling like accomplished and being like, oh, it's finally done, it's just like, ugh, finally, can I get on with my life, you know? Like, there are some crazy challenges I do on this channel, just for the sake of, like, they're crazy challenges, and I feel, like, really good when completing them. Like, for example, beating Dark Souls final boss with oven mitts, beating Undertale's Genocide route with oven mitts, beating Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword with a Cabela's Wiimote rifle, on hero mode, also with oven mitts. That was one of the hardest boss battles I've ever played. And that's a pretty easy final boss battle in Skyward Sword, but I made it very hard with that challenge, Jeebus. So, like, I will do things that I know I'll be stumped on for a while. But, like, the things that I do that I know I'll be stumped on for a while are the things that are, like, very physically and mentally challenging. That are, like, whoa, that's a crazy thing that's done, and, like, bragging rights until the end of time, you know? Whereas, if it's just, like, a generic puzzle in some video game that I'm playing, that is just try everything until something works, I'm not gonna feel proud for doing that. It's just like, oh, I found the one thing that I needed. Good, you know? Like, you don't feel good about that. But yeah, not all puzzles in this game are great either, especially the dungeons that were mazes too, like the castle. Thank goodness, guys. Yeah, thank goodness for the guides. I'd still be in the middle of this playthrough without guides. There's a lot of stuff you have to do too nowadays, like you have work almost all weekend long. Yeah, freaking as an adult, it's like, not gonna have the time to freaking spend 3,000 years on the same stupid thingamabob anymore. So I really didn't like the puzzle design in this game a whole lot. And I mean, I get it. What's even harder than solving puzzles in video games is designing puzzles for video games. I have developed small games before as part of like my game design classes for university and whatnot, since I'm working towards a certificate in game design and whatnot. Like, I've made small indie games before. Even one where it was freaking, I was a part of a team of 6 and I was one of 2 developers and we had to make a game in 3 months. And I was one of the ones, so as one of the developers, I was one of the ones designing like a lot of the puzzles throughout the game. I know how hard it is to make puzzles. My puzzles sucked. My puzzles absolutely sucked in that game that I made. I know how hard it is to make puzzles. It's no easy feat. So it's like, I get it. But what's even more, like, I know that designing puzzles is difficult, but if you're going to design something that's so convoluted and just waste time, just don't do it. Is it an actual game that's released by chance? Yes, but I don't want to share it because I'm not proud of how it turned out and whatnot. Like, it doesn't exist it's not anything that can be bought anywhere. I mean, if my group ever decided that it was a game that we actually wanted to sell, we could have done it. But I'm pretty sure it exists on like a university archive. So like, if somebody knows what my university is, they'd be able to find it. They'd be able to find me in the credits and like on the intro screen in a digital art format for our team and whatnot. But I don't plan on sharing it around because it's stupid. But it does exist out there. If you search on my channel, Morgan, you can find videos of me developing it. Is a thing. Because back when I was developing it, I used to stream development of it. So you can find me developing bits of it on YouTube. Don't want to be nosy about it, so you want to talk about it anymore then? Yeah, I don't like how the final thing turned out in terms of like actually playing it and whatnot. So that's something I don't want to share around. But if you do want to see like part of the development of it, then just like on a YouTube channel, there's a little search bar to search like specifically videos on that channel. You can literally just search up on my channel, Morgan, and you'll find me developing that game. So like, it's a thing that exists out there, and it's called Morgan, and I don't like it. But yeah, so I get it. Designing puzzles is hard. My puzzles in that game sucked. So I get it. But if you're not going to design a puzzle that's actually puzzling, and it's just going to be a puzzle that's going to like waste 3,000 years, then just don't do it, because nobody feels, unless I was a kiddo. If I was a kiddo, I'd feel good about conquering it. But nowadays, as a busy adult, it's like, I do not feel good about conquering that. I just feel like crap having my time wasted. So like, don't bother doing that. So the puzzle design was not so good. The gameplay would be annoying sometimes when I try to do certain things and I'd just be met with like a shield or a counter attack, or I try to do a mystic art and I just wouldn't be able to do things, and everything was awful sometimes. I feel like the mystic art of the final boss could have been balanced a little bit better. That was just dumb. It's the kind of thing that's like, regardless of your skill, you could just randomly lose for like no reason. I didn't like that. So I feel like there were definitely some times where it's like, okay, that's a little bit whack. The general gameplay of like battles and whatnot, I get why people like it. I don't think it's quite for me. Yeah, at least we got some mystic arts going. When it came to the general gameplay and battles, I get why people like it. And there were definitely some times that were like fun, and it was satisfying to like chain arts into the freaking square arts that I'm forgetting the names of right now, even though I was saying it earlier this review. Even if it wasn't the final battle, I was still glad I figured it out. I'm glad it happened eventually, but it's one of those too complicated things that should have been a little bit simpler and explained in game. But yeah, the general gameplay, I don't think it's quite for me. I don't think it's quite my style of gameplay. Not to say I didn't have any fun with it. There were definitely some times where it's like, okay, that was a fun time and whatnot. Especially like as things started getting like more complicated towards the end. Like it started out very, very simple. Like as things started getting more complicated towards the end, it's like, okay, I can do like my string, chain that into an art, into the freaking square art. I can use Azure Edge if the enemy is like charging up one of their spell things and they're all the way across the map, but I need to freaking cancel them from doing that. I'll just freaking Azure them from across the map, and that feels satisfying to like cancel it out from across the map. So like there were definitely some very nice things there, but like in general, I don't know if it's quite my style of gameplay. I do very much understand why people like it, but I'm not quite sure if it's quite for me. There were definitely some times that I had fun with it, and some ways that I was like bringing it, that I was having fun with it, but I don't feel like I was having as much fun with the general gameplay as like most people probably would. But like, it's one of those cases where it's like, I get it. I get why this is fun for a lot of people. Like, there's several games like that where it's like, I get why people like it, it's just not for me. Like, the biggest case of that is probably Animal Crossing. Like, I tried to get into New Horizons on my channel. That's one of the playthroughs that kind of stopped in the middle of the playthrough. One of the few playthroughs on this channel that I guess never ended. But there is no ending for Animal Crossing, so you could say it ended anyway. Just because I couldn't really get behind playing Animal Crossing was the thing. And it's another one of those cases where it's like, I get it. I get why people like it, but it's not my cup of tea. That's the same kind of thing with Tales of Vesperia as it was with like Animal Crossing New Horizons, where it's like, I get it. It's very evident why this can be like very, very enjoyable for some. I just don't know if it's as enjoyable for me, is the thing. I did in some ways enjoy it, like as I was just describing, like chaining art together, doing fancy things, canceling out enemy stuff from across the map with Azure and all that fun stuff. I know I didn't try out all the freaking characters and whatnot, but it was already too much information for me to take in at once. So I did generally have like fun, but maybe not as much as some. And yeah, there were a lot of frustrations here and there, as I was describing earlier, what with like no objective markers, freaking no objective markers. Oh, did I mention no objective markers? Man. But I generally enjoyed it. That's a... So you may not end up playing Tales of Arise when it comes out, then I'll consider it. You mentioned like the gameplay was like very different in like each of the Tales games or something like that. It was like, I'll consider it, I'll look into it, but I'll consider it. I'll at least consider it. So we shall certainly see here. So what is this video here? Do I want to switch my input over? How do I feel the graphics / design and the characters in this game? I feel like there are other games I've played with a kind of anime art style that I've preferred much more, like Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition or Xenoblade 2, for example, where I look at that and it's like, it's so beautiful. Like, this is kind of understandable for like 2008 kind of stuff, where if I'd played this in 2008, I would have been astounded. Because like the games that I would have played like a few years prior would have been things like Sly Cooper and stuff like that, which are very charming games on the PS2 and whatnot. But if I had gotten into the Xbox 360 when it was still new, and this was like, if this was a game I played when it first came out, this would have easily been one of my favorite games of all time. If I played this one, like back then. If this was my intro into the genre and whatnot, this would have absolutely been one of my favorite games of all time. I can guarantee that. Like, young me would have been so enamored like crazy with this if this was my introduction into this genre. And I would have been so astounded with like the graphics and how beautiful it was if I played this in 2008. But nowadays, it's like, okay, this is pretty alrighty, but I've seen better models now, you know, is basically what it is. But in general, if I had played this back in 2008, this would have easily been one of my favorite games of all time. Easily. But what about the humor? To you, honestly, the dialogue and humor was your favorite part of this game? There were some parts where it was like, okay, that's a haha moment, I guess. There were some parts that were genuinely funny, but a lot, like, you heard me on my mic during several cutscenes laughing out loud. There were definitely several moments like that. It was a mix. It was a mix here and there. Oh, when it comes to the story, one thing that I wanted to mention about the story that I completely forgot about that I thought was really worth mentioning about how it, like, makes arguments and whatnot. Something that I found very, very intriguing was how Yuri... Yeah, there was Barbos flying with his sword. That made me laugh like crazy. That was the video that I got the comment from somebody, like, complaining, saying I wasn't taking the game seriously enough when I was laughing at that I found very surprising. But something that I found very, very intriguing with this game is the fact that, like, Yuri wound up murdering a couple people, and it shows that, like, it brought peace to various areas and whatnot, and did some good here and there. And the game was making the arguments where it's just like, hey, freaking all you can do is stick true to what you believe in, and sometimes you wind up going over the edge in some way, and who knows what may happen and whatnot. Like, all you can do is stick true to what you believe in and try to do things in your own way. And that's what Yuri tried to do with, like, his vigilante justice. So I found it very, very, very intriguing when that bitch freaking went and stabbed him, wound up doing the exact same thing that he did to others, you know? Because it's like she was in the same kind of boat where she was doing what she thought was right, trying to protect Flynn from, like, this dangerous criminal Yuri and stuff. Where it's like the same thing that he had done to others, where he thought he was enacting justice and, like, making the world a better place, was the exact same thing that somebody else wound up doing to him in turn. And I found that, like, very fascinating, that was a thing that was done, and that was, like, the reason why she wound up stabbing him and whatnot. Like, that was a very intriguing case to show there. Like, they could have easily had that stabby stab onto Yuri not been a part of the story, and had, like, the whole general story as a whole not really be changed at all, much at all. But they included it anyway to show that, like, there's two sides to this kind of thing, Bob. This whole game preaches that, like, there is no completely right, that there is no completely right answer, that everybody's just doing their best, sticking true to what they believe in, and some people are more willing to, like, do more drastic things than others. And you find Yuri, somebody that very much stands by that and willing to do drastic things, be the victim of somebody else that was willing to do drastic things. And that's a very, very intriguing thing to do. But yeah, he did say consider but not keeping your hopes up. But yeah, that part you found really interesting too, as much as you hated her first. You had a reasoning behind it too. Still hate her though. Yeah, still a beach. But yeah, I guess I'll lock this. I guess I'll look at this thingamabob before we wrap things up. So apparently, if you do, like, a bunch of things in post game, you will unlock a secret phase of the final boss that doesn't have anything to do with, like, the story, but is just there for, like, funsies and whatnot. Tales of Vesperia final boss third form, 1 out of 2. Let's see this here, and this is apparently the 2008 version. Apparently. Oh yeah, it's posted in freaking 2008 here. Apparently so. Hold on, let's see here. So, let's lock my Switch. That's enough Switch for tonight. And then display capture. So, let's see. Let's see what's going on here. Great, I get to, like, watch instead of play for once. Oh, that's an Omega Evolution video. Why am I somehow kind of not surprised? So, let's see here. Ooh. So yeah, the freaking 2008 version, so it's not going to be anywhere near as good of graphics and whatnot. So let's see here. So that's the second phase. Also have one from Definitive Edition with Patty. Oh, gotcha. So that's where it would look better and whatnot. So that's what takes out the secret phase. Not the secret phase, the second phase there, which would normally beat the game in our case. But apparently if you do a bunch of stuff in post-game, there's a secret phase. And we're about to see it here. Freaking, okay, let's see. So what's that like? What's that like? He gets all glowy and whatnot. He got super glowy. The hell is...
What?
He gets like an extra sword? Oh, you're skipping the... Why are you skipping the dialogue? I wanted to see it.
This is the Spiral Draco.
Oh?
Alarms are reacting What's that light surrounding Duke?
So I guess it's if you do post-game stuff and, like, do a bunch of stuff about the Fell Arms, is probably what that is, because you were describing, like, the Fell Arms are the strongest weapons in the game. So I guess if you take the time to, like, do a bunch of stuff with the Fell Arms, I guess freaking Duke gets a Fell Arm weapon as well? We never even heard about the Fell Arms in our playthrough, apart from, like, in chat and whatnot. What, do all the Fell Arms make him, like, a super boss? If you went and did a bunch of stuff with that? Is that what's going on here? Oh my. Yeah, I'd rather not grind for 3,000 years to do this, so we're just watching it on YouTube, I guess, instead. Whoa!
What's going on?
Oh! That is jarring to look at. Apparently do the Fell Arms quest starting in the second arc, and they're mostly in the third. So you can do this without, like, beating the game first, potentially. But you'd have to, like... But you'd have to be around level 80-ish to be able to do it. Jeebus. Yeah, so everybody has, like, their own Fell Arm weapon. Why is Carol sunglasses? So everybody has, like, a unique Fell Arm weapon, I guess, that you go out and collect. But to actually finish the whole thing is in post-game.
The rest, I leave to my sword.
You will not
Huh.
be persuaded, I see. Perhaps it is
Huh.
for the best. Join me now in battle for the sake of this world.
How crazy looking, huh? So he apparently has a lot of health.
If you still intend to fight, then I have no
So...
choice to unleash my full
Whoa, that dude was so much faster than I am.
Not done yet either.
It seems like. I guess from, like, a whole bunch of post-game things. So it's basically, like, the same kind of things as the second phase, except, like, he's way faster and crazier.
The possibilities the future brings.
You have something driving you too,
Huh.
right?
It. Imagine actually having all the stuff. Imagine actually having full inventory.
have made. Soon they will be betrayed and destroyed.
But they can be built up.
Can you just chain that?
Sure, we can reach each other if we just talk.
Man, if only I'd done that.
Understand, right?
I could have literally just chained that, you're telling me here? Gosh darn it. Duke immediately becomes stronger just by being... Well then.
Brilliant blade of coldest steel.
Well,
Rend the infinite darkness. And crush my enemies to nothing.
my goodness gracious. Ooh. We were just talking earlier this stream about how awful the audio leveling was in the freaking... The whole sound effects during battle thingamabob. Huh. So... Huh. So that's his, Ow! Ooh! Uses, like, the 4 elements there. Oof! Oof! This isn't good! This isn't good! This isn't good! His ultimate thing's called Brave Vesperia? Doogie's done. Doogie's done. And I'm probably gonna wrap things up here. It seems like as well. There's another sunrise coming in. You can see the light on the Doogie cam there from how late we stayed up. I knew that this was probably gonna take me a while staying up. But my goodness. It's another sunrise. Wasn't expecting it to be this. But hey, Tales of Vesperia is done now. We managed to do the thing. I'll look into post-game stuff. If there's, like, cutscenes and stuff, I'll consider it, but probably not going to do it. It's pretty epic. A little bit sucks we can't even use it, even though the guild is called Brave Vesperia. Yeah, the freaking secret phase final boss gets it, but not the main characters. Wacky. Crazy. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna wrap things up. I guess that's Tales of Vesperia. Guess that's Tales of Vesperia wrapped up. I'll consider Tales of Arise. There's a bunch of other games going on as well, but I'll consider it at least. I'll look into it. Because at the end of the day, I did enjoy that game, like, more than I disliked it. There were a lot of bits that were frustrating, but as I mentioned during that, there were a lot of things that I found, like, very fascinating with that game. Like, I would say that in terms of, like, this, after the game review, there was more positive things I had to say than negative things. I would say. If that's the way that it seems. So, like, I'll consider it. I'll look into things. But we'll see how things go. So, thanks all who stopped by and hung out. And time to go pass the hell out. So, see ya. Wait, before I do that, I need to just consider one last time Carol being like, damn it. And that's how we're gonna end things off.